Hi everyone! FDA planning to allow clinical trial of pig organ transplant. So I'ma become a pig?
Okay, so the Food and Drug Administrator is devising plans to allow clinical trial testing the transplantation of pig organs into humans. A person familiar with the matter said, if the agency follows through, the trials could be a key step in an effort to ease the deadly shortage of human donor organs. The planning comes in the wake of a handful of experimental surgeries involving the transplantation of pig organs into a critically ill man and in brain-dead patients.
This actually is really something so scary. Like, even if the parts are the same, like, really?
It is unclear where the trial would begin, the person said, adding the proposals from researchers would be handling case by case. Several research groups have recently sought guidance from the FDA on how to begin clinical trials or plan to seek the agency's approval to launch trials, including those at all these universities, Clinical trials all allow for the study of large numbers of patients, robust data collection, and strict safety monitoring. In this case, they would likely involve a small number of hospitals with experience with pig organ transplant. Doctors at universities in January transplanted a genetically modified pig heart into this critically ill man to extend his life. He died 2 months later.
And you're allowing this to continue? So this is the part that you guys are talking about where he implanted the pig's heart and that he died 2 months after.
So the Maryland researchers received a special FDA emergency authorization to perform the experimental surgery. So you're doing experimental surgery on humans.
I wish there's a way to test these instead of doing it on actual humans. Like, why this guy who's been critically ill, like, because of this modified pig heart transplant, he had to die 2 months. So this is saying there's a virus in the pig. Whether the virus caused or contributed to Mr. Bennett's death remain under investigation, adding that they felt clinical trials of pig to human organ transplantation should begin despite the uncertainty.
So they said the agency had previously asked them to conduct additional studies involving baboons before attempting a clinical trial. So animal baboons. The scientists are moving forward with those animal studies while seeking FDA guidance about what additional step might be necessary to open human trials. Researchers said they plan to seek FDA approval to launch a clinical trial, according to them. And that reported earlier this year that it had transplanted pig kidneys into the body of a brain-dead person with the organ producing urine before the experiment was stopped.
So for this case, it actually succeeded because I think kidney is related to urines, right? So they're saying that it is possible.
Researchers at NYU are also interested in pursuing clinical trials and saying we are on the path to clinical trials, okay? Transplant doctors and FDA officials discuss possible regulatory requirements for interspecies transplantations for all these fancy words. And then there's doctors who spoke to the meeting saying that existing screening technology could help ensure the donor pigs are free of viruses. As is the case with transplant of human organs, there is no guarantee that pig organs would be pathogen-free. More than 100,000 people in the US are on the national waiting list for kidneys, livers, heart, and other organs. And despite effort to increase the number of donor organs, more than 6,000 people die each year while waiting to get new organs.
Three sentence, if I understood this correctly. 1, pig organs are similar to humans and that we could easily transplant them. 2, although there has been people who died of pig organ transplantation, like the guy with the heart, because of maybe viruses, that it does need clinical trial, but it is still a gray area. And 3, you guys have to accept this because there aren't that many organ donors and that a lot of people die. It's like 6,000 people die every year waiting for organs to be donated. Did I get it? Do you agree with the pig organ transplantation? Do you think it's worth doing it? You guys shouldn't do it. You don't want pigs. Like, what would be your case if you were on the other line where you might get pig stuff in your body? One thing that I'm shocked was I thought you could 3D print organs and that those would actually work, but how come they're not focusing on 3D and they're focusing on animals? I would think that those who go against like the animal killing, like animal testing and all those people would really hate this article. So let's read some of you guys what you guys said. I think the very first heart transplant was a baboon heart to human. I foresee PETA protesting. Oh, so PETA. Sorry, I don't know if they call it PETA. Biggest problem is organ rejection. Oh, so if their body isn't adjusting to the heart, then they could also die too. And then doesn't really matter. I don't like it, but some people are in this desperate situation. That's true. Yeah, I see why this could be important because of all the stats on people not getting organ donors, but it's such a risky thing. Sounds like waste of money. Who wants a pig heart, even if it worked? Well, if you think of it like that, of course everyone's going to, be... But if you're in that situation, that, like, this desperate situation of needing a organ, I think they would take anything. And also kind of a problem with those kind of trial testing, since it is only done on a very sickest patient, so it may not be representative. So you never know what caused it because this person was already so sick. They're doing both, but different researchers doing different things. I think it's such a dangerous thing. I can't say anything related to this. Like I said, I think this is going to be a big debate on whether this should continue or not. Makes sense that like doctors are trying their best to save their patients, but why pigs? Anyways, so that was all for the clinical pig organ transplant. I don't know about this one. This one's a hard one to pick if I favor it or not, but I really wish it worked.